pair rents F rents vitamin C. It's going to sound pretty bizarre what I'm going to share, because I care about my perspective and perception. But what would you say if I'm going to tell you, which is me, that I created my parents, that I created my friends, that I created my circumstances, my circumcision, in order to open up my head if I would actually have been, like, see it this way. Everything is mind. Everything is mind, everything is frequency based. Everything has a male and female aspect in it. If I know that I look out of my own pupil, which is black, which is the essence of alchemy, which is the essence of the Pharaoh, creator, Kemetic, Ra, Mzes, the Egyptian god Pharaoh, viewpoint, lighthouse, creator. I see everything as myself. I look down on myself and I know that I don't move. That it's only reflections presented in front of me that I perceive as masks, as different sections in my brain which I get mirrored in front of me. And only then I could consciously choose to manipulate reality in that fashion when it becomes my creation that I face. That I face to face. All these different masks, all these different personas, father, mother, they are me. And that's beautiful, because I know that what I put out, how I vibrate, how I perceive the world, is what is going to be reflected back to me. And this is why I say I tolerate everything and everyone, especially my parents, my friends. I rent them for this experience in this lifetime. And that doesn't mean I put you down or put you up. But that means that I see you in the green light from the heart chakra emitted in front of me. And I love you. And it's about, we are all in this together. It's a giant hall of mirrors. It's a giant hall of masking, unmasked queen, masquerade. It's a masquerade. It's a masquerade. Ah, come on, there, you flashed me, right? I was telling too much truth here one more time. It's a masquerade. But it's worth it. That picture is worth everything. Because I mastered myself. I'm mastering myself. I'm mastering my own mind, which is the subconscious representations in front of me. which is me, because I travel around in my own brain. And of course, I get into different experiences, I get into different mind fractals, I get into different crystals, I get into different things of myself. I travel the world, I travel the word, I travel the constructionists. See, and everybody looks, that's funny. Because I also look at the black mirror. But the black mirror would be this here. This is the black mirror. And then I open up my lenses and I start to see that this is all me. And this is what the phone, the PH1 told me and teached me. All you people who think you go into university, that's a great thing. You teach all these people, that's good. But you know that belief systems are created out of yourself. Belief systems are created out of black hole, which is the pupil. It's called university for a reason. It's the sites that you spell yourself upon. I put myself under these spells also. And I live upon my own spells. I know that. But I know I live in my own delusion and illusion of self, because I can tolerate everything. And only if I can tolerate everything and everyone, I get into the construction of reality. Because otherwise you would still be in that separation mode of, oh, this is good, this is bad, this is how it is. And this is necessary in order to construct. But you can only construct, I can only construct if I realize myself as everything which is presented in front of me. If I think that will be separated from me, and if I create something which is non-tolerable to me, I would separate myself from it. But I have to tolerate it in order to see this thing as myself. Only then I can become the full constructionist on earth, which is hard. And this is why I say you could throw everything into me, it falls into me, it swirls around through me, and then it just goes through me, or it just goes somewhere else. The bees, IBM, Michael, huh? What can you tell me, Michael? I'm Michael. John Michael Qimen. That's who I am. Michael. Michael Bay. Michael, there's so many viewpoint house. I'm the viewpoint house who's looking out of myself, because I can pull so many things into me. I can speak and channel from so many different outlooks and perceptions. And of course, I can only speak from my own perceptions. I can only speak from my types of experiences. But once I've realized that I look out of my own window into my world, and I fully understand what I basically say here, and I live that. I'm not only saying that, I live that. Then I literally become the walking, alive dad Pharaoh, who's constructing the world. And I stay humble with it. I stay like, I know I do it. But at the same time, I'm like, it is what it is. And that's good. Because as within, so without. As without, so within. As above, so below. As below, so above. As in the small fractals, so in the big ones. As in the big ones, so in the small ones. So it really doesn't matter how grow I would tall, how tall I would grow, or how small I am, because I'm an ant, like Ant-Man. You know Ant-Man? Like my girlfriend is named Antigona, the ant-eye. So I can become very small and operate from the small into the big scale, and I feel and I know I'm doing it because I don't do it for self-interest. I do it for the mirroring aspect, and I know that it is just a closer form to reality because I speak about it. And I manifest it because I speak it. And I show it. And it's not a show, but it is a manifestation of the word, which is the world. Because I know that if I open up my mouth, I'm completely conscious about the construction aspect of it. Because if I speak, I construct. This is what the Pharaoh does. And this is why I know, like, if I think something that might be, that's also very powerful. But if I open up my mouth, I construct reality. Now, I would put my godly hands onto you. Let's even step further. So this is why I say vitamin C, alchemy. Like I ingest more of vitamin C, which is a seeing aspect, the seeing capacity of reality. Vitamin C, which gets also into water, into the water realm, in combination with OPC. I get into what I was just representing for you. Because I know how the mirror works, and how the channels works, and how the mosaic picture works. You want to know how the mosaic works? I stay humble with it one more time, but it's just a mirror. It's just a black mirror, but it's my war into the world, into the crown, into the tunnel. And if I realize that, I'm going to stay humble with what I'm saying here, but if you would probably, if you would zoom out or in to every fractal, what you could perceive, you would get to the essence, you would get to the bigger picture or the smaller picture. It doesn't really matter because it's a fractal and it's a perspective, hocus pocus, focus anyways. But you would get to the mosaic picture of myself, of my cell phone, of myself one. Because I, as a Pharaoh, can construct from an empty sheet of paper and put anything on it, and it would become what I would put onto it. Because my mind is not spelled upon these other things you are learning in society. I know how sigils work. I know what sigils are. I know what symbols are. And this is why I stay humble with him. This is why if I open up my mouth, I become and I am very aware of how and what I speak. And what I decode. And I love my friends, I love my parents. But I know it's a subconscious iceberg realm. I know it's a subconscious reflection of my own mirror. And if I can see through it, I know that it is teaching me something back, and it's trying to help, and it's always trying to keep the balance. It's not about building up too much power. Because basically, if you would look and understand and study nature, if you would really understand shamanism, if you would really understand the timekeeping, it's a flux, it's a flow, it's a river. And you could never hold on to it. You could sometimes build up you could build up charge, you could try to make it more solid. But in the end, you will lose it, and it will regrow and it will regain. But since I am the master of the universe, because I know what the universities, the sites are, the sites, I know how to decide. I know how to choose a site. I know how to decode. And I stay very humble with the decoding. I stay tolerant with it, and it might sometimes I am very in myself. I am very out from society, but only because this is how I could achieve and learn all what I'm sharing here. So this is why this subconscious mirror in front of me is a illusion of my own self. Which tries to mirror me, my own balancing act. Because only through the balance is how I could rise and go through this experience. And then I could consciously choose where to manifest. I could choose to manifest wherever I would like to be on the sine wave. This is where the ass top is. The ass top is wherever I would like to be on the sine wave. The stop. So you stop the pendulum there, and then it starts to swing one more time into the next thing. And this gets into mind, movement, neurochemistry, Kalaripaya, yoga, spelling, workings. Gets into purity and into chaos and into the Oz's, the wizards and their Buddhas and the Time Lords and the Pharaohs. Put it all together, and then you choose from where you would like to pick your fruits, your hearts. I master myself. I master my own perception and perspective. And I do goodness and virtue, kind-heartedness to the world, which is the word, which is the perception and perspective and the outlook of and on and in myself.